Do you ever make up scenarios in your head and get lost in them? Perhaps these are negative things and you start to obsess over how somebody thinks of you, and then you allow this thought to dictate your happiness and basically just how you go about your day to day. Or maybe you find yourself repeating similar cycles, such as dating similar people or having the same toxic friendships and just experiencing similar negative situations. Maybe you feel like you're just not living your life to the fullest and that you're in fact maybe living out someone else's dreams and not your own. So by this, you find that you're constantly putting other people's needs and wants way before yours. Well, if you've felt even just one of these, I'm going to share my top 10 tips for personal power in order for you to be the main character of your life. Now, if you find somebody in your life is continuously disturbing your peace, it may be time to let them go. Or maybe somebody in your life is leaving you dazed and confused in how they're treating and talking to you. And if you have somebody in your life who comes and goes only when it suits them, it's probably time to let them go for good. Maybe you've experienced one, none, or all three of these, but if you're keen to learn more about how to embody personal power, then this is the episode for you. So I've summed up my top 10 tips which you can easily implement in your life now so you can start to feel more in control, more confident, and most importantly, like you are the main character of your life. So I used to put people up on pedestals and give way too many second, third, and fifth chances. And I also found it really challenging to understand how somebody could behave and respond so negatively after treating them so kindly. Anyway, this whole way of thinking got me really confused and disappointed. I've lived to tell the tale, as this way of thinking no longer serves me. And as a result, I've been able to sum up my top 10 tips to be the main star of your show. And ever since I've implemented these in my life, it's been an amazing show for myself because I gave myself the leading role that it deserves and which you do too. Number one is to start believing that nothing is too good for you. So I want you to set your boundaries and your standards high and figure out who the next version you is. I really want you to describe who this person is. So this is as fun as it sounds. By the time this episode is live, I would have released a style sheet in the Society, my private Facebook group. And basically on this worksheet, it's for you to go through and plan out the next version you. And this is exactly what I've been doing in my life. And the results that you see from putting who you want to become into clear action right in front of you, it honestly comes into fruition way sooner than you expect. It's so much fun, like I said at the start of this point, because by getting super clear on who you are and who you want to be, you're able to literally step into this person way sooner than you expect. So if you dream of becoming a successful writer or a jewelry maker or a graphic designer, and you feel this idea, this ideal person you have in your mind, who you want to become, is too far away, it's time to start taking the necessary steps forward and designing the next level you. And I explain way more of this in my style sheet, so head over to the Society after this episode to get your copy. And if you're not a part of it yet, I'll put a link in the show notes below for you to join. But basically, by following this, we are taking our power back and deciding who and what we are. And so number 2 is this: understand access to your energy is a privilege. So look at the other people in your life as characters too. They all play roles and serve a purpose. So whether your bosses who provide you with financial security, your best friends who are always there and have your back, it goes on. So I want you to make sure though that you are the main star of your own show. And this does not make you self-centered in the slightest. In fact, it is allowing you to embody this self-love, and it's giving you the leading role that you are so deserving of. And think of this, as soon as you agree to doing something that isn't in your highest good, you're low-key saying that you don't love yourself. And I know we all have to do things that sometimes we don't want to do, like work jobs or see certain family members, for instance. But just know, whether it's giving that toxic person numerous second chances or saying yes to going out when in fact you'd rather stay home and do something else or see somebody else, as soon as you shine the light on someone or something else, you are placing them up on this pedestal. And this brings me so perfectly into the third point, which is by returning to yourself, you are setting yourself free. And doesn't that just sound so beautiful? And what this means basically is focus on what you know, not what you think you know. Now, this is a really good one. So I want you to bring your attention to things and people in your life who are here at this very moment. So this could be your day-to-day or your week-to-week life. So whose voices do you regularly hear and who do you actually enjoy to listen to? So this can be somebody you know or a fab podcast like this one. However, by focusing on what we can literally see and hear, it is the easiest way to return back to ourselves. And what I mean by this is we are escaping any anxious or depressive thoughts because we are not overthinking or overanalyzing. We are not left wondering, I wonder what this person actually thinks of me, or staying up at night obsessing over these scenarios that just aren't happening. And by focusing on what we can see and hear, it's going to give us such a better sound of mind and so much more clarity, because as a result of this, we are focusing on what exists, not what you think you know exists, to drop into the now. Number 4 is this: be responsible for the energy you bring to the table. So firstly, think about the type of energy you bring into a room. Is it calm and comforting, or perhaps it's more reserved and observant? Now, we are all different, some more confident than others, but that doesn't mean you can't be intentional about what you bring to the table. So I like to bring a mix. Some days I'm loud and talkative and can be quite confident. Other days I'm really shy and really observant, and I just enjoy sitting there listening to people. Okay, halfway. Number 5 is a crucial one. Don't see yourself through another person's actions, okay? Remember this: how somebody treats you is not a reflection of you, but it's just a reflection on them. If somebody is cruel and unfair, chances are they're cruel and unfair to themselves. If somebody loves a bitch and to judge others, perhaps that's just how they seek their own validation. And if somebody is confusing you, chances are they are just as confused themselves. The last one, I've had my fair share of confusing people in my life, but know this: never regret being kind to somebody, even if it's to the wrong person, because your behavior says everything about you and their behavior says enough about them. Number 6 is to be intentional about what you consume. And what I mean by this is to focus on the good, and the good gets better. So whether it's listening to music, empowering affirmations, soothing meditations, pick your personal power specialty. And if you'd like more, repeat this mantra. It's so powerful for admitting personal power. I recognize my abundance is all around me. It comes in many forms, and I am aligned with success. I generate gold from resources I have at my fingertips, and I am making an impact. So rewind and listen back to this and see what messages you get from it. Number 7, don't force yourself to want things that are not meant for you. So if something is meant for you, you won't have to force or beg it to stay. You won't feel desperate about it or feel like you need to constantly fantasize about it happening. Instead, continue doing what you can in your power, and know if it's meant to be, it'll be. Believe me, what's meant for you, it will never pass you by. And this is where you have to embody this self-confidence and trust in yourself, because this is a personal power trait, like 101. Confidence and trust in yourself that whatever is meant for you, it's going to find you. It's not going to pass you by. And you have to have that belief that when supposedly good things may fade away, something even greater is going to be replaced. But then bring it back to having that confidence and trust on yourself. Number 8, do not let society or the internet rush you. Instead, be inspired by society. So if this is something you're looking for, feel free to join my Facebook group, The Start Summer Society. I mentioned it just earlier in this episode. It's an extension of my podcast, a further safe space for all of my listeners and just a whole bunch of like-minded people to come together. And it's where I'm sharing a lot more mindfulness content. So I'll pop a link in the show notes for you to join if that sounds like something you'd love to be a part of. Okay, number 9, you have to do what's best for you, and you owe no one an explanation for that. This is a game changer. So focus on you more. Sleep more, eat more, drink more water, move your body more, see your friends, do spontaneous midweek catch-ups. Keep thriving, keep succeeding, keep lifting, keep flying. You are the avatar of your life. And something I tell myself is this: if it's not a fuck yeah, it's a no. be all in. And lucky last, number 10, which is also my personal favorite, partly because it's a super challenging one to overcome, and that is this: you have to become absolutely okay with not being liked by everyone. So no matter how kind and awesome or fun you are, you will never please everyone, and this is just life. You can be a whole ray of sunshine and you can be the entire package, but people will still like to shit on you because they're just used to rain, and be okay with that. Just make sure you shine regardless. So those are my top 10 tips for personal power. Number 1, start believing that nothing is too good for you. Number 2, understand access to your energy is a privilege. Number 3, return to yourself to set yourself free. Number 4, be responsible for the energy you bring to the table. Number 5, don't see yourself through somebody else's actions. 6, be intentional about what you consume. 7, don't force yourself to want things that are not meant for you. 8, don't let society or the internet rush you. Instead, join the society. Number 9, do what's best for you and don't feel the need to explain it to anybody. And lucky number 10, become absolutely okay with not being liked by everybody. So by implementing even just one of these after listening to this episode, I guarantee you'll start to feel more in control, more confidence, have more trust, and feel like the main star of your show.